Hello and welcome everyone to this new video on SQL Server. My name is Shivam and today in this video we will understand how we can use a case statement in a SQL Server stored procedure. So without any further delay, let's see the agenda for this video. So in this video, first we will understand how we can use a case statement within a stored procedure in SQL Server, and we will also see one example related to it. And then we will see how we can use a case statement in where clause within a stored procedure, and in the end we will understand how we can execute stored procedure in a case statement in SQL Server. Now let's see the very first topic. So our first topic is how we can use a case statement in SQL Server stored procedure. So first let's understand what is a case statement. So case statement is basically like a conditional statement. It evaluates set of conditions and returns one result when a condition is satisfied. So it is similar to how we use if else. In this we will have multiple conditions and their corresponding results, and it will return the result when the condition is satisfied. So there are basically two types of case expressions in a case statement. So very first one is a simple case expression, and it is basically used to evaluate some simple expression to decide the result. And the second type of case expression is the search case expression. In this case it evaluates number of boolean expressions to determine the result. So if you are fond of reading, we already have a detailed article related to this topic. The link of that article will be available in the description box, and all the code and examples that we are going to discuss in this video are available in that article, so you can refer that. So now we got a very gentle idea about what is a case statement. Let's first understand its syntax, and then we will see one example of how to use it in the stored procedure. So if you open the link given in the description, it will open this article which has this heading SQL Server stored procedure case statement. And in this we will understand the very first topic. So here we have given the syntax related to case statement in SQL Server. So as I told you, there are two types of case expressions that we can use within our case statement. So very first one is simple case expression. So for this syntax, first we will use this case keyword, then we need to specify this input expression. So input expression is the expression that we want to evaluate, and then we need to specify this when, and after that we need to specify the expression with which we want to evaluate our input expression, and based upon whether these two expressions are same or not, this result expression will be returned. And we can also specify this else expression, so it will be called when no condition is satisfied. Similarly, we have this searched case expression in which we uses this boolean expression. So in this we will straight use this case keyword, then we specify the when, and then we specify a boolean expression. Now if this boolean expression returns true, then this result expression will be returned, else it will look for the next statement, and if no statement returns true, then this else statement will be returned. For more details you can read this article. And we can use this case statement with any valid statement in SQL Server. For example, we use this select, we can use it using the select statement. We can also use with different clauses like where clause, having clause. Now let's understand how to use it with the help of an example. So here we have given very small and a basic example. Let's copy this and understand this. So for the implementation of this example, I am using SQL Server Management Studio. So I will create a new query and paste the example here. So very first thing that I am using, I am specifying my database where I want to create this stored procedure. So I want to create it in SQL Server Guides database. Then we are using this create procedure command. Then we are specifying the name for our stored procedure. And this stored procedure consists of one input parameter which is of integer data type, and we have named this parameter quantity. and then simply we have put this begin and end clause, and within this we have used this case statement. Now this time to use this case statement we are using this select statement. So we have put this select case, and this is an example of searched case expression where we have specified boolean expressions. So what we are doing, we have put this when, and then we are checking for a quantity. So what we are basically doing with this example is, while executing this stored procedure, we will pass an integer value referred as quantity. So if that quantity is greater than 50, then it will return this string which states the quantity is greater than 50. And if the integer is equal to 50, then it will state the quantity is equal to 50. If it doesn't satisfy both the conditions, then it will return the quantity is under 50. And in the end we have specified this end as and the name for our column. So now let's click on execute. So our stored procedure is created. Now let's execute this stored procedure. So here we are executing this stored procedure 3 times with 3 different input parameter. First we have specified input parameter as 60, then we have specified the input parameter as 10, and then we have specified it as 50. So let's see the output for this. So here you can see the result. So for 60 I have stated that the quantity is greater than 50. For 10 it has stated that the quantity is under 50, and for 50 it is stated that the quantity is 50. So now let's move to the next topic. So next we will understand how we can use this case statement in a where clause in a stored procedure. So as I stated previously that we can use this case statement with any valid statement in SQL Server, and in our example we have used select statement to use this case statement. In the similar way we can also use this in a where clause, and we will understand this thing with the help of a example. And for this demonstration of this example I am using this table which is students underscore info, and it has the following data. You can see that in the image, and here you can see this table has 5 columns. First is an ID for the student, second is the first name for the student, third is the last name for the student, then comes the gender, and in the last we have marks column. So here you can see we didn't have any remark or grade column in this which states whether the student passes the exam or not. So we will try to create a stored procedure which will return all the records, all the student records which are pass based upon their marks or which are fail based upon their marks. And for this implementation we will basically use case statement in a where clause within our stored procedure. Let's understand this example. So here I have given the stored procedure. Let's copy this. So here this stored procedure has one input parameter with this name remark, and the data type is varchar 10, and then we are basically using this select statement to select the records based upon a condition that we have specified within our case statement. So what we are doing using this stored procedure is we will pass a string while executing this stored procedure, and the string either consists of a pass or consists of a fail. So if we gives an input parameter as pass, then the stored procedure will return all the student records which are pass based upon their marks. And when we pass this input parameter as fail, then it will return all the records which are failed based upon their marks. So here you can see we have used this where clause, and then we are basically having one condition where we are checking where marks are greater than the case. And case, if we have specified the remark as fail, then the case will be 0. So for the very first condition, so if we specify fail, then it will check whether the marks are between 0 and 33, and it will return only those records which are in between these two values, which is 0 and 33. And if we specify our remark as pass, then it will return all the records whose marks are in between 33 and 100. I hope you all get the point. Let's click on execute and create this stored procedure. Now let's execute this. So here we are executing this stored procedure 2 times with 2 different parameters. First we have specified pass and second we have specified failed. Let's click on execute, and here you can see 2 different result set will be returned. First result set is for all the students which have passed, and the second result set is based upon the students which have failed. Now let's move to the next topic. So the next topic is how we can execute a stored procedure in a case statement. So till now we were looking how we can use a case statement within a stored procedure. Now we are looking how we can execute a stored procedure using a case statement. But here comes a twist. We actually cannot control the flow of execution using a case statement. So in place of any resultant expression, if you try to specify an execute procedure statement, it will return an error. You can see that in this image. This is a very simple example where we have specified a value as male, and then we are using this case statement, and when the value is male, then we are trying to execute this male student stored procedure, and if it doesn't consist of male, then then we have specified to execute this female student stored procedure. But this condition is not possible as such. But now what we can do to achieve this thing? So there is one alternative method that we can use to execute stored procedure in a case statement. Let's understand this with the help of an example. Let's copy this example and then I will try to explain all the details. So here you can see first I have declared 2 variables here. First is a value which is of data type varchar 10, and we have also specified a default value for it, that is female. And then we have created this another variable with the name SQL, and this is of varchar max. Then what we are doing is we are using this set statement to set values in this SQL variable using case statement. Now case statement will first check this value variable. When this value variable is male, then this will be stored within this SQL variable, that is male students, and if it doesn't consist of male, then this female students value will be stored in this variable. And in the end we are using this execute statement to execute this variable. So basically what is happening is we are storing the name of a stored procedure within a variable based upon the case statement, and then we are executing this variable because the value in that variable is a string. So we can use this execute statement to execute that name. So that name basically represents a stored procedure, so the stored procedure will be get executed. So let's execute this example. Here you can see we have specified the default value as female. So this female student stored procedure should be executed when we execute this stored procedure. Let's click on execute, and here you can see the result. Here you can see gender, all the records in this result set are female. So with this we have come to the end of this video. If you really like this video, give it a big thumbs up and do subscribe to our YouTube channel for more free tutorials like this. Thank you.